Ahren, tell me a little bit about gun safety.
The most important rule about guns is always treat a gun as though it's loaded.
And that it's not a toy, right?
And that it's not a toy.
Okay, and what happens if you find a gun someplace?
If you find a gun someplace, leave it there and go tell an adult.
Okay, and why don't you want to pick it up and play with it?
Because it might be loaded, and if you're with a friend, you could kill them.
Yep, you can. Okay, so we know the most important rule is you always treat a gun as if it's loaded.
Yes.
And if you find one that's loaded, you tell an adult, right?
Yes.
Okay, so now we're out shooting, and we've got our guns and they're loaded. What's the next most important rule?
The next most important rule is to always keep it in a safe direction.
Right, which means don't point it at what?
And don't point it at anybody.
Or in the direction of anybody.
This ties into always treat a gun as though it's loaded.
Even if you know it's loaded, or even if you know it's not loaded, you always treat it if it's loaded.
Yes.
Because what happened earlier?
What happened earlier is
You thought it was unloaded, huh?
yeah,
And what was in it?
a bullet.
Yep. Yep, it didn't go off, but it was still in there, so it's good to keep it in a safe direction. Alright, so you're pointing it in a safe direction, now you're ready to shoot. What do you want to make sure of down there before you start squeezing the trigger?
You want to make sure there's a backstop there, and
that your bullets aren't going to keep going someplace?
Yes.
And why is that important?
Because if it keeps going, it's gonna hurt somebody.
Right.
And
so now we're making sure of our backstop, which means we want to make sure that there's no rocks and no big items and stuff. Why do we want to not shoot at rocks and water? How come we don't want to shoot at rocks and water?
If you shoot it at water, it's gonna bounce up, and what goes up always comes down.
Yeah, and if you shoot rocks, it can come right back at you.
Yes.
And it hurts.
You probably.
Okay, so we've made sure of our backstop. We've made sure that we're pointing the gun in a safe direction. We make sure that we're always treating it as if it's loaded. Now we're ready to shoot. How come your finger's not on the trigger?
Because if you're not ready to shoot, and you pull the trigger, you could hurt somebody.
Yeah, and you can accidentally pull the trigger without even knowing it, huh?
Uh-huh. And you want to keep it on safety too if you're not using it.
So, when do you actually put your finger on the trigger?
When you're ready to shoot. When it's pointed at a target that is safe.
And we point at stuff that we only intend to shoot or kill, right?
Yes.
So we never pointed at stuff that we don't intend to shoot, right?
Yes, that is correct.
And once you squeeze the trigger, the bullet doesn't come back.
Yes.
So if you accidentally shoot somebody or something, or you're pointing in the wrong direction and your finger's on the trigger, you can't get that back.
Yes.
Okay, so we're pointing in a safe direction. We're making sure we treat the gun as if it's loaded. We've made sure of our backstop, that there's nothing down there that's going to ricochet or come back at us, and there's no people hiding behind there. You got your finger on the side of the gun is on safety. You got your hearing protection on so that you don't lose your hearing. You got your eye protection on so you don't get anything in your eyes. Now you're ready to shoot. So what are we going to do?
You're going to point it at the target. Don't put your finger on the trigger until you're ready.
Okay.
And don't take it off safety unless you're in the correct position.
Okay, so have you already cocked it yet, or you need to?
I need to cock it.
Okay, so you cocked it with it pointing in the right direction.
You take it off safety.
Taking it off safety, okay.
Point it at your target.
Okay.
Fire.
Squeeze the trigger slowly. It should be a surprise when it goes off. Okay, now something happened. You had 10 shots, but you couldn't shoot 10 shots. So it didn't fire. What is that called?
It's called a misfire.
Okay, so we keep the gun pointed in the right direction because what can happen?
There's already a bullet in it.
Okay, so let's take the clip out. Keep pointing in a safe direction. Okay, now work the action again, pointing in a safe direction. Okay, did something come out?
Yes.
No, nope. Let's work the action a couple more times. Let's make sure. Okay, anything in there? Something else came out, huh? Yep, so there was something that was in there, so it's a good thing we tried a couple of times. Go ahead and put your clip back in. Let's do this again. Tap the clip. Why do we do that?
You tap the clip because if the clip isn't in all the way, it won't shoot. And if it won't shoot and then you look into the barrel, it could shoot you on its own.
Yeah, well, we don't look in the barrels, do we?
No.
Okay, so now you've got it cocked and loaded.
And you point it at your target, get in your position.
Safety.
Oh, yeah, safety.
Oh, didn't go off again, so let's work the action. Anything in there?
Oh.
Nope, we're out, huh?
No.
Oh, there's one more? Okay.
There's a few more. There's still more in there.
Oh, okay, so let's drop the clip. Keep it pointed in a safe direction. Work the action a couple times. Let it slide forward all the way. Nope, let it go hard. Keep going a couple times. Alright, let's put the clip back in. Slap it. Make sure it's in. Work the action. Point it downrange. Get a side picture. Take a breath. Squeeze. Alright, good job.
And you're out.
You drop the clip and then you walk back to...
Well, I still have another clip.
Well, at this point you walk back to the car, but very good.